Hello and welcome to Beautifully Authentic, Even When Shit Happens. I'm your host, Cindy Pakalak, and I am so glad that you are here. This is episode 5. Thank you for joining me and making it thus far. Today, we are going to dive deeper into what we began to talk about in our last podcast, which was authenticity. And how it is an inside job. It is not external. It is not to be decided by anything outside of you. Your authenticity is everything that you are without being influenced by the external. And that can be a real mind bender. And I get it. It took me time to get this. It took me years. And it took me studying, researching, and I'm a girl who likes facts, and I like a lot of resources, and I like a lot of tests and examples and proof. And I'm telling you, if you can't get your inside work done and you, alone with you, can't connect with yourself and who you really are, I don't mean hairy fairy stuff. I mean really, truly who you are, why you're here, how you want to live your life, what you stand for, and when you leave this planet, what you leave behind. This is what I was talking about authenticity being an inside job. So we're going to take the next 2 episodes and we're going to flesh this out even better. I'm going to start with asking you if you've heard about where you get your first perceptions. Are you aware that all mammals need connection and we're just born needing that connection? And if that connection is not provided, if those minimal needs that we request, crying because we've soiled our diaper, crying for food because we have hunger pain, those authentic, very genuine first initial needs. Are you aware that those, when not provided, are actually where our real traumas come from? Where later in life, they can show up and completely annihilate our current existence? Many studies have been done that prove there are all kinds of things that happen to us in life that can cause stress and fatigue and like all kinds of things. But we were created for connection. And if you, before your mind is even set from outside influences, you have very basic needs, right? I'm hungry, I'm dirty, I'm cold. This just, we don't even question whether we need these things. Why would we? We're born, we ask for what we're needed, and if we are given what we need, we are content, and we sleep, and we eat, and then we begin to grow. Without those things, we have inside of us a tale that tells us that we are not worthy of receiving even our minimal needs, that our existence is too much for whom we rely on. So authenticity, obviously, then can become very difficult. And as you grow older, and as you gather more evidence in the world, and this is assumed or influenced or taught, it's a combination of all different ways, but we ourselves make assumptions based on the evidence we gather as we grow and age. We form more evidence as to what those initial things, traumas, assumptions, existence, connection or lack of connection, why they are true. We gain evidence as we walk and as we go because we're always looking for something to confirm what we already know. And we don't even know why we know. Because the truth is, our understanding now is that you formed and knew that before you could even talk, before you could even express with full sentences. You had your formed opinion of self. So then, as you grow and you go to school or you interact or whatever your years of growth look like, you are constantly feeding that early major assumption about your connection and identity here on earth. I am valuable. I am worth my existence. Or I am of little or no value, and I was too much. So I need to stay small. I need to be quiet. I need to not upset or disturb. In order to get anything, I will take small scraps and remain small. Or I am completely accepted and my needs are always met and I am able, capable, and thriving. All before we can talk, folks. And then, like I say, you go throughout life and then there's a whole bunch of other things that come along. And you will continuously try to match externally what has happened for you internally with the most important thing on the planet to you, and that is your connection. Can I connect? Am I valuable? Am I too much? And I don't feel connected and I feel out of control. I really believe these are core to our entire identity and the way that we operate in the world going forward. And I believe that if you do your work, it doesn't matter what happened back there. That is why I'm here. That is what I'm doing. This is what we're doing. We are changing lives rapidly because if you are sick of your shit and you are done blaming and pointing fingers and you are totally prepared to live an incredible, beautiful life where you show up for you and you expect others to show up authentically for you, and you are done with the old and ready for the new, and you are absolutely promising yourself that you are going to take care of you and no longer let any old talk or any old history BS tell you how you're going to be, then my friend, I am so damn excited because you are about to step into the best chapters of your life. And I can promise you this because I have done it. I've been so sick of my shit, been so sick of my hospital visits, been so sick of my disease, been so sick of my circumstances that I just said, screw this. I will do whatever I have to do it my way, feel good about how I live, because I kept bumping up against things that told me I was too loud, I was inconvenient, I was not important, and I said, no more. That is a lie. Fear lies, anxiety lies, people who don't do their work say terrible things. Take care of you. Stop worrying about everything external. Do your inside work. If I haven't mentioned it or you've never heard, I have digital resources available for you to do this work. I'm giving you tons and tons and tons of free information here on the podcast and on my social media platforms. But if you are dead serious about doing your work, living beautifully, moving forward, finding out how to sort fast, equipping yourself for the life ahead, we're aging, so we got to put some things in place so that we guarantee that we can, walk it out smoothly, deal with stress as it comes quickly, give ourselves the grace and the freedom we deserve when bumps in the road come, then use my resources. Please, that's what they're for. Our first perception of self and our existence thereafter does not have to be the story forever if it has been difficult for you in your past. Going forward and identifying who you are, what you want to do here and the beautiful things you want to accomplish before your time is up is why I'm talking about authenticity. You have to connect with yourself. You have to figure out what you want. You got to focus. You got to get yourself moving in the right direction and no longer look back at the muck. We are not going backwards, folks. We are implementing new, efficient, and effective ways to rest in the beauty that we deserve and connect deeply with people who will bring us joy and beautiful memories and parts of themselves to our life. So today, I'm going to quickly say an example of how we can maybe relate externally to how we can implement this work and take my course or find people who you jive with and do the self-work. But once you've done the self-work, that's it. You don't got to keep spending money. You don't got to keep beating yourself up. You don't have to do anything. You just do the work and the beauty comes. But here, this is an example. When you're working on yourself and you're looking forward at the beautiful life that you desire and how you're going to walk it out, manifesting is walking it out. It's a labor to rest. It's an exercise for strength. You can, however you want to frame it how you like. But the truth is, it's much like raising children, if you will. If you teach your child or a child to tie their shoes at the beginning of kindergarten, you will no longer be tying their shoes every morning when you drop them off because you've taught them how to tie their shoes, correct? If you don't teach them at the beginning of kindergarten, then somebody's always tying their shoes for them. I want you to think of this in as you're talking to yourself. If I don't do the work for me now, I will not manifest or live or step into the best and most beautiful parts of my life ahead of me because I'm not willing to commit to a little work to have the big rewards. We teach a task to others so that they don't have to continuously repeat the difficult tasks, the unnecessary, repetitive, big tasks. We teach them. And then we expect that it becomes just part of the journey. Quick, easy. It's just a part of it. It unfolds. There's no effort because you just remember and you just do, and it's quick. But what happens when you don't take that first initial step to work towards something? You've missed the step, but you're recreating it every single time. You're creating more work for yourself and for anybody else. If we're going back to the child scenario, tying the shoes. Get your work done, folks. Spend the time on yourself. Do your self-work. Step into where you want to be. Elevate your life. Stop moaning, groaning, and looking back. Stop blaming, pointing fingers. Stop looking externally for what is yours internally. Your control of your life is internal, even though it doesn't feel like it. It's completely in you to take control of your life. But you must do some work. You got to teach yourself how to rapidly sort, manifest, step into, stop the chatter, the negative talk. You've got to just do a little bit of work to manifest the beautiful life that you desire, which is what my course is all about. So our first perceptions, they can really bung us up. Yes, they can really do a number on us. And if you really think about it, it's probably been doing a number on you since the very beginning. And you know what? It can be big, it can be small. There are horrific, painful stories that humans have been experiencing, stuff that people can't even listen to. They're so horrific. And there's other scenarios that were not as horrific, but still as impactful because we made assumptions that we had to remain small, quiet, and not take up much space, but maybe the incidents didn't seem as great. None of that matters. Comparing helps no one. It doesn't matter who's had it better, worse, harder, uglier. None of that matters. If you get stuck there, you will forever be there. You will not be moving forward. You will not be manifesting. You will not be growing. You will not be joyful and at peace and at rest and enjoying prosperity and resilience. Stop getting stuck in all that stuff back there. Our existence going forward is dependent on our ability to attach to self, help self, live authentically, not deny our gut, not deny what we know internally, not deny our body who knows what we need. It is going forward and implementing efficiency, effectiveness. You will have a little labor to enter rest. You will seamlessly, once you do your work, sort faster what your boundaries are, where you stand, if it aligns with your goals and plans, if it aligns with your calendar and the beautiful things you've set aside for yourself to complete. Life is so much easier, friends, when you know exactly who you are, what you want, who you want to surround yourself with, and what you're doing going forward. So, just like the children in kindergarten with the shoelaces, teach yourself now. Get the evidence, get the tools, build your resilience, do your work now. So this time, next year, you are not where you are now. If you're frustrated, if you're not where you want to be, if you're planning on hopefully having a new relationship in the future, whatever it may be, you want to make wealth, you want to make money, you want to buy a home, you want to travel, whatever it may be, if you don't do your work now and you are not authentic with yourself, you will not end up in a year where you want to be. That is just the truth of it. If you think there's no work involved, that is a lie. That is not true. There is some work involved in manifesting, in making it happen. And that is that you must be authentic with yourself and make your plan. Do the little bit of work. Teach yourself. Get the tools. Gather what you need. And boom, you're off to the races, friends. Thank you for joining me. In the next episode, we're going to dive deeper into this. But I'm going to leave you with that for a few minutes. Your old perceptions of self are no longer needed. You are moving forward. You are doing your little bit of work. That's the plan. That's the goal. That's where we're headed. Doing a little bit of work to enter the beautiful journey, which is the rest of your life that you can be very proud of, feel very resilient, feel prosperous, feel good in your skin, and know where you're going so that you have solid boundaries, solid people surrounding you, and you are capable of actually living a very beautiful life, even when shit happens. All right, my dear friends, we shall talk further in the next one. See you in episode 6.